Well, good morning, everybody. Trying to get this thing fixed up the way I like it. Somehow got out of whack, and I don't know how. Move this up a bit, maybe. All right. So I think that'll cover it. Well, it would help if I had my headset on, wouldn't it? That would kind of help too. I think I prematurely set this thing up without my headset on, so I don't know if it's even going to recognize the headset now. I'll try to edit it and see if it'll let me do it, but I don't think it will. Actually, I'll try. But I think once I started this thing, I think I'm kind of stuck to it. But I will give it a go and see if it'll let me do it. But I don't think there's any option here that lets me do that. If there is, I can't find it. So hopefully the sound isn't too bad. I don't know if it's real bad. You can let me know and I'll reboot. But let's see if we can't get this thing done. I do have somewhere to go. I got 11:30 appointment to get my car worked on, get an oil change and stuff. So I need to finish this game up by 10:15. So if it goes extra innings, we'll probably have to cut it off at that point. All right. Hopefully it won't do that. The Yankees in Toronto, June the 10th. Game number 394 on the replay. Let's bring this back over here just a touch. Jimmy Key and Tommy John, two lefties going at it in this one. Toronto won the real game 4-1. Jimmy Key comes in 12-0. Tommy John 3-3. Yankees 36-22. Toronto 35-20. Here at Yankee Stadium, singles are 1-7, both left and right, and home runs 9 for left and 8 for right. Jimmy Key a very good -4 on the hold. Tommy John -1. And without further ado, we will get going here. Still looks like it's a little crooked on here for whatever reason. So let's see if I can tilt this. All right. I think we're back now. After that snafu, it looks like we're back. At least I think we are. Find out. Yeah, I think we're back now. So we didn't get any game in yet because it conked out on me before I even got started. Got the prelims out of the way, but I don't want to take a whole lot of time because, like I said, I do have to. Cut this off by 10:15 to the latest because I've got to be out of here at 10:30 so I can get to my appointment. So I'm going to cut out. I'm not going to do a whole lot of stuff here. I'm just going to play the game. I will go through the stats and everything. I got the Strat computer up, but certainly won't be any seventh inning stretch. That's for sure. All right, so we have Tommy John on the real season. He was 13-6 with a 4.03 ERA. On the replay, he is 3-3 with an ERA of 3.10. So pitching pretty well for the Yankees, but they got a tough task with these Blue Jays. These Blue Jays are tough. Tony Fernandez will lead things off. Fernandez on the replay hitting 347, a homer and 20 driven in. He hit 322 real world, and we're underway from New York. Toronto won the real game 4-1. So 1-5, and that's going to be a 1-10 home run. And look at that. Tony Fernandez starts the game off with a leadoff home run. How about that? A 1-5 is a 1-10 home run, and that's a 5. That's gone. Tony Fernandez, his second home run of the replay. He had 5 real world in the season, but it's home run number 2 on the replay, and he starts it off against Tommy John, RBI number 21. So in a bat 237, Tony Fernandez hits his second home run. He had 5 home runs and 578 at bats. So home run, Blue Jays giving Jimmy Key an early lead to work with. And here's Lloyd Mosby, center fielder. 306 on the replay, 17 homers, 56 driven in. And he hit 282 real world. That's a 6-4 lefty-lefty. It's a pop out to short. That'll be handled by Tollison. I am seeing some on my phone. I am seeing some not so good things, but we're going to drive on. Hopefully, this thing will get better as we go on. Oh, and with all this confusion, I forgot to do the ceremonial first sip. That's like a sin right there. Supposed to have done the ceremonial first pitch, but that's not going to take away from Tony Fernandez's home run. That's for sure. Or here's Barfield hitting 302, 20 homers, 53 driven in the replay. 263 real world. It's a 1-9. That's a 1-12 double. That's a 19, so he'll settle with a base hit for Jesse Barfield. Barfield, not much of a threat to run, will not be held. And here's George Bell, left fielder. Bell hitting 300 even on the replay in 230 at bats. 19 homers, 53 driven in. He hit 308 in the real season. That's a 2, chance for a balk or pass ball. We're looking at a pass ball chance on Cerrone, which is a 9. So Cerrone will let it get right past him for a pass ball. That takes the double play out of the equation and puts a runner in scoring position with 1 out. That's a 1. Now Tommy John has a chance at a wild pitch. His wild pitch rating is 10. No wild pitch. Cerrone at least blocked that. He allowed the pass ball, but he did block the potential wild pitch. 5-7, and that's a single to left field. Barfield will hold up at third base. The runners on the corners with just 1 out. Bell no threat to run either. And that brings up DH Cecil Fielder. Cecil Fielder hitting 275, 10 homers, 19 driven in the replay at 269 real world. And another 2. Boy, the double dies is really, the havoc rolls are really hitting hard here. We're looking at a balk chance on Tommy John, but unfortunately for him, he's got a 0 balk rating. So he escapes that one, but he's still got to deal with Cecil Fielder. 1-4, and that's a strikeout. So big strikeout there for Tommy John. 2 down for third baseman Garth Orge as they give the other third baseman potentially a day off. Normally you'd see Kelly Gruber out there against the lefty, but they're going with Garth Orge. Runs at the corners, 2 outs. It is a clutch situation. In the clutch against the lefties, he will lose a hit on 112. Everywhere else, he appears to be neutral. And another 2. Boy, we're just hitting those havoc rolls left and right. Another balk chance, but Tommy John can't balk. 3-7, and that's going to be a strikeout. So Tommy John reverses course and limits the damage to just 1 run. The home run by Fernandez that led off the game, but nothing else comes across. We go to the bottom of the first. Toronto 1. Yankees coming to bat. And Jimmy Key, the pitcher of the year so far in this replay. Real world, 17-8 with a 2.76 ERA, but in the replay, he's 12-0 with a 1.27 ERA. 106 innings pitched, only 73 hits. So Jimmy Key, obviously the Cy Young, if you want to call it that, of the first half. See if he can keep that up. He's going to be facing Claudell Washington. Washington hitting 337 on the replay. 2 homers, 16 driven in. He hit 279 real world, lefty, 1-9. That's a solid double for Claudell Washington. So the Yankees trying to strike back. Claudell, leadoff double. Kind of woke Jimmy Key up right there. Here's Willie Randolph. Randolph hitting 266 on the replay. 2 homers, 22 driven in. He hit 305 on the replay. That's a 6-12 for Key, and that's a strikeout. Big strikeout there to not allow the base runner to move up. Keeps him at second base for Dave Winfield. Winfield on the replay hitting 265, 12 homers, 34 driven in. He hit 275 real world. Finally get off that 1 or a 2. 4-6 for Mr. Winfield against Key is a fly ball to center field, and by the runner not being a third, he would not be able to score on that. So that was the important part, not letting them move the runner up with nobody out. That would have been a sac fly otherwise. So 2 down, and it's Gary Ward, the first baseman, cleanup hitter, in clutch. And in the clutch, he does gain a hit here on 3-4. Everywhere else, he appears to be neutral. On the replay, 219 average, 7 homers, 26 driven in. He had 248 in the actual season. 3-5, and that's a ground ball to short, and that will end the inning. So Jimmy Key pitches around a leadoff double, and he just keeps keeping on. We go to the bottom of the first, or top of the second, rather now. Still 1-0 in favor of the Blue Jays. And that'll bring up Willie Upshaw stepping to the plate. Upshaw on the replay hitting 201, 2 homers, 17 driven in. He hit 244 real world. 4-4, and that's a catcher X. We're looking at Cerrone. He's a 3-0. 3-13. I don't think with nobody on base, 3-13 should not be a problem. 3-13 is going to be a P/F, so nobody on base is just a foul out. So Upshaw fouls out to Cerrone for out number 1. That brings up the catcher, Charlie Moore. Moore on the replay he just got called up, or just got added to the roster shortly ago. So he's hitting 0. He's 0 for 3. He hit 215 real world with a home run driven in and 107 at bats. 1-9 for Charlie Moore. He's going to pop it up to Randolph. That's out number 2. And that'll bring up Manny Lee, second baseman. Manny Lee hitting 222. Oh, put this computer power cord in before I forget. Don't want to have that drift off on me, so I can't delay on that. That's got to be added. Already had one snafu. I don't need more. Okay, that's done. Okay, so 222 in 27 at bats. I believe that's 3 for 27. Actually, it's 6 for 27, I do believe. 6 for 27. No homers, 2 runs batted in. He hit 256 real world. It's a 4-9. Switch hitter batting right-handed. That's a single for Manny Lee. 2-out single. See if he wants to think about getting a lead. Not really. So he'll hold. And we'll go to Tony Fernandez again. Again, I am on a little bit of a time crunch, so I'm really not going to be doing a whole lot of frou-frou stuff. I'm going to be mainly just trying to drive through this game. So not ignoring anyone. I'm just trying to get going here. Here's Fernandez. 6-4, and that's a pop out to second base, and that will end the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the second, still a 1-0 ball game. And we have Ron Kittle, the designated hitter for the Yankees. He's hitting 310, 10 homers, 25 driven in. He hit 277 real world. 2-9, and that's a ballpark blast for Ron Kittle. It's a 1-8. And that's a 1. It's gone. Ron Kittle just takes Jimmy Key deep. And Ron Kittle just tied this ball game. Home run number 11 for Ron Kittle. He only had 12 all year. This was at bat 101. He had 159 at bats real world with 12 home runs. He just hit his 11th home run and at bat number 101. So we got a tie ball game. And that'll bring up Henry Cotto. He was a recent call-up. He's hitting 176 on the replay in 17 at-bats. A homer and 2 driven in. He hit 235 real world. 4-10, and that's a fly to center. Hauled in by Mosby, 1 away. That'll send up Len Sakata. Sakata, I got a message saying he's been overused because on the Strat computer, because he had 45 at-bats real world, and he's got 45 at-bats in the replay. No homers or runs driven no homers, 4 runs driven in the replay. He did hit 2 home runs real world, but he has not hit one here. He's hitting 200 on the replay. 1-2, and as soon as I say that, there's a home run chance here on a ballpark blast, 1-8, but that's a 16. So he flies to left, and Sakata again can't get that home run that he wanted. So that'll bring up Rick Cerrone. Cerrone hitting 268, 3 homers, 13 driven in. He hit 243 real world. 5-11, and that's a ballpark single check. It's a 1-7. That's a 13, so he will line it to short to end the inning. But the home run from Ron Kittle has tied this game at a run apiece after 2 complete. Tommy John back out, and he'll be facing Mosby, Barfield, and Bell here in the top of the third. Mosby popped toward his first time up. 5-9, and that's a line out to first base, 1 away. Hello, Dan. In case you came in late, I'm kind of in a mini time crunch, so I'm really kind of just trying to play this thing all the way through, so I'm not really looking at the chat too much. I did happen to see you come in, but I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of interaction on this like I would maybe normally do, but this is going to be pretty much just trying to drive through this thing because I really need to be done by 10:15. 3-11, and for Barfield, that's a strikeout. And that's strikeout number 3 for Tommy John. I almost moved this game to the afternoon, but I said I think I can sneak it in with the good pitching matchup we had. I thought we'd have a low-scoring game, and I could fit it in. Here's Bell. 4-7. That's a single. 2 for 2 for George Bell. Brings up Fielder. He struck out his first time up. Bell, of course, not going to be held. It's a 6-9, and that's a 1-2 triple. And that is a 2. Did he have any triples real world? He had 1. And he has not had one yet on the replay. So there you go. There's the triple. Look at it again. 6-9 on Tommy John is a 1-2 triple, and that's a 2. So an RBI triple from Cecil Fielder. He had 1 triple real world, and this is his 1 triple in the replay so far. And that was at bat number 71 for him. He's got 175 at bats real world. So RBI triple from Cecil Fielder. All that with 2 outs and nobody on. Here's Garth Orge. Tommy John, he thought he was going to have a 1-2-3 inning, and that Bell single kept it going. 3-10, and that's a fly to center. So the RBI triple from Cecil Fielder makes it a 2-1 ball game as we go to the bottom of the third. Due up for the Yankees against Jimmy Key will be the bottom of the order, Wayne Tollison. Shortstop, Tollison hitting 214 on the replay, 2 homers, 15 driven in. He at 221 real world. 110, and that's a ballpark single check. 1-7, that's a 3 base hit for Wayne Tollison. Courtesy of Yankee Stadium. Tollison not going to be going anywhere. Jimmy Key has that -4 hold. Here's Claudell Washington. He doubled his first time up, but not only did he not score, he didn't even get to third base. He got stranded to second. 3-5, and this time he's not going to get stranded at all. 1-3 is a double. 4-20 is a single, so that's a single, but it's 2 stars, and that's going to put runners at the corners with nobody out. Jimmy Keegan banged around a bit here by the depleted Yankee team. Here's Randolph. Runners at the corners, nobody out. Infield is back for the double play. We get a 6-4, and that's an in-home run chance, 1-8. That is an 8, and Willie Randolph has normal power. That is gone. A 3-run home run from Willie Randolph, of all people. Look at it again. 6-4 is an in-home run chance, 1-8. That is an 8. We're not robbing home runs. And so since Willie Randolph has the normal power, that's gone. Willie Randolph hits his 3rd home run of the replay. He had 7 real world in the whole season. It's his 3rd here. It's a 3-run shot. And Jimmy Key, his worst outing to date. No question about it. He has not given up 4 runs all year long in one game, but he's done it here in less than 3 innings. Yankees now lead it 4-2, and here's Winfield. 3-3, and that's a ground ball to third. They finally get the first out. But Jimmy Key's ERA is skyrocketed to 1.58. I believe it was 1.27 or something when the game started. So he's definitely taken a hit. All these runs are earned. 3-5, and he's going to ground it to short. That's out number 2. 2 down for Ron Kittle, who homered off a Key the first time up. 1-7, you strike him out here, and that's actually only the second strikeout for Key. But the 3-run home run from Willie Randolph gives the Yankees a 4-2 lead after 3. I think Jimmy Key is in shock. Tommy John's enjoying it, though. He gets the run support. Starting the top of the 4th. Upshaw will lead it off. 5-9, and that's a line out right to Gary Ward at first base. 1 down. Yankees can't wait to get to get Mattingly and Henderson back off the injured list. Here's Charlie Moore. 4-4. That is a ballpark single check. That's a 19, though, so well out of range, and that will be a fly out to center field. Or out number 2. 2 down, and that's going to send up Manny Lee. 2-5, and that's a line out to Randolph, and it's an easy 1-2-3 inning for Tommy John. Tommy John out-dueling Jimmy Key. Didn't see that one coming. But it's been a weird morning, so anything's liable to happen. Here's Henry Cotto. Cotto flew to center his first chance. 4-8, and that's a line out to Manny Lee, 1 away. So the line out dragon has been showing up quite a bit in this game. Here's Sakata. Sakata flew to left his first time up, just missed a home run on the ballpark chance. That's a 3-7. He will fly to center field, and that is out number 2. 2 down for Rick Cerrone, who lined to short. I believe that was a failed ballpark check. 5-9, and that's a fly to right field. Barfield puts it away, and Jimmy Key resumes back to Jimmy Key with the 1-2-3 inning, but still finds himself down 4-2 as we go to the 5th. Looking for some run support from his mates. Tommy John been holding him close. Tony Fernandez led off the game with a home run, but we thought it might be good times for Toronto, but the Yankees have other ideas. 4-5, switch hitter batting right-handed. That's a pop out to second base. He's not tired yet, so the dot's irrelevant. 1 away. Brings up Lloyd Mosby. 2-10 for Mosby. That's a ground ball to Tollison at short. So Tommy John, very methodical and keeping the Blue Jays off balance. Here is Barfield. He's 1 for 2. 6-2, and that's a ground ball right back to John to end the inning. So 7 in a row retired by Tommy John. Go to the bottom of the 5th. It's still 4-2 Yankees. Jimmy Key in danger of taking that first loss of the season. And we start out with Tollison, who started the whole mess with a leadoff single. 2-11, and this time it's a ballpark single, 1-7. That's a 3, so Tollison, pesky again from the number 9 position, gets that leadoff single. Brings up Claudell Washington. He has figured out Jimmy Key. He's 2 for 2, a single and a double and a run scored. Jimmy Key usually had been working with Ernie Witt, but he's got Charlie Moore catching for him this time. Don't know if that's going to make a difference or if that is making a difference. 5-4, it's a fly to center. 1 out. Obviously, in the cards and dice, that's not going to play a factor, but you think maybe the karma might have something to do with it. I don't know. All right, here's Willie Randolph. Randolph hit that big 3-run homer his last time up. Shocked everybody, probably shocked himself. 2-10, and that's a fly to left field. 2 away. And that'll bring up Mr. Winfield, who is 0 for 2. Hollison still standing at first base. It's a 3-8, and that's a strikeout for Jimmy Key, only his 3rd. So we go to the 6th inning, still 4-2. And thank goodness, looks like we're making decent time. So hopefully I can get this in without any problem. As long as there's no extra innings, I think I'll be all right. All right, here's Tommy John. This is inning number 6, and he is fatigue 6. So keep an eye on that. Got to face Bell, Fielder, and Orge for the Jays. Bell is 2 for 2. 4-5, and he's going to pop it up to second. There's a dot there, but he's not tired yet, so the pop out is good. 1 away. Takes care of Bell. Here's Cecil Fielder. Had a big RBI triple last time up. 2-9. This is a ballpark blast for a home run. It's 1-8, and that's a 1. It's gone. Cecil Fielder. Look at it again. 2-9 is a ballpark blast. Home runs are 1-8 for righties, and the double die is a 1. So Cecil Fielder, a triple and now a home run. And for Fielder, that is home run number 11 on the replay. He only had 14 all season. But it's home run number 11 here, and at bat number 72, he had 107. He still got 100 at bats to go. But he only needs 3 more home runs to tie his season total. Home run 11, RBI 21, cuts the lead to 4-3. And here's Garth Orge. 6-3, and it's a fly ball left field X. One of the rare X chances in the game. We had a catcher X, and that's been about it. This is a left fielder X. And we're looking at Claudel Washington. He is a 3E5. 3-13, he'll get to that. E5 as a left fielder, and that's a 12. All right, left fielder. E5 to 14 and 18, but no 12. And a 3 and a 13 is an F2. So good play for Claudel for the out number 2. And that'll send up Willie Upshaw. 1-8, and that's going to be a walk. And I believe for Tommy John, that's his first walk of the game. It is. It's his very first walk. So he's 1 batter away from hitting fatigue, though. That's something he's got to keep an eye on. Upshaw could try to steal, but the odds wouldn't be all that great. Here's Charlie Moore. And there's another 2, chance for balk or pass ball. Looking at a balk chance, but again, Tommy John is 0 balk. 4-10, that's a catcher X. We're back to Cerrone, 3E0. Roll that, make sure there's no rare play. There is not. 3-6. 3-6 for Cerrone as a catcher is a P/P. We're here to P/P. Where are you? Looking at the wild pitch rating of Tommy John to see if there's going to be a pass ball. It's a 10. So there will be a pass ball on Mr. Cerrone. That'll move the runner into scoring position. He is now the tying run. And Charlie Moore now is in a clutch situation. In the clutch against lefties, he looks to be completely neutral, though. 1, now it's a chance of a wild pitch. That's an 18, no wild pitch. Here's Charlie Moore. 5-3, ground ball pitcher X. He's an E38. He's a 3E38 is Tommy John. So this could be big. 3E38. 3-6. That could be interesting. 3-6 for a pitcher. Now he'll get to it with a G3, but the E38, and that's a 15. That could be ominous. E38, 15 right here, the last number in the 1 base error. So that's an error on Tommy John, E1. And that'll put runners at the corners with 2 outs for Manny Lee. Manny Lee up in a clutch situation with runners at the corners and 2 outs. In the clutch, Lee will lose a hit on 3-5 and on 2-3. So Manny Lee looking to come through and tie this game. 1-8, and he does not do it. He grounds it to short. Tollison fields it, and that's going to do it. So the home run from Fielder, but that's it. Tommy John pitches around his own error. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. With the score still 4-3, or now 4-3. Jimmy Key will be facing Ward, Kittle, and Cotto. Ward has grounded to short twice. That's a 6-8, and that's a strikeout for Jimmy Key. Strikeout number 4. His fatigue inning is next inning. Here's Kittle. Homered and struck out. Feast or famine for Mr. Kittle. 2-3, and that's a ground ball to short for Fernandez. 2 up and 2 down. And that'll send up Henry Cotto. He's also 0-2. 3-9, and he's now 0-3 on a ground ball to short. So Jimmy Key, quick 1-2-3 inning. Love those. We go to the top of the 7th. Still 4-3 Yankees. TJ is going to stay out there. He is on the verge of fatigue, though, so the Yankee bullpen is active. And we'll see who's got the most rest out there. Might be Stoddard, but we'll double check it. Guante, yeah, Guante's definitely overworked. Rich Bordy's got plenty of juice, but he's not very good. Tim Stoddard, he's borderline. Pat Clements has got good juice as well. So we'll see how they want to do this. But right now there's no activity in the Yankee bullpen until somebody gets on base. So here's Tony Fernandez to start it off. 4-3, and that's a base on balls. Leadoff walk to Fernandez. Second walk issued by Tommy John. And Fernandez is definitely going to be looking to get a lead. He needs a 6 or a 7 to obtain a good lead. He does not get it, he will hold. Brings up Lloyd Mosby. Mosby 0-3. 3-4, and that's a ground ball pitcher A. That'll be a 1-6-3 double play. A killer there by the Blue Jays. A 1-6-3 double play. 2 outs very quickly for Jesse Barfield, and Tommy John looking to go 7 innings. 6-10 right-handed. That's an in-home run chance. 1-2. Double 3-20, and that is a 2. Unbelievable. The Devil Die has really been out today in full force, and that is a tying home run off of Tommy John. An in-home run chance 1-2, and we get a 2. So Jesse Barfield, who leads the league in home runs, this is home run number 21 for him. He is definitely exceeding his totals for sure, as he has RBI home run number 21. He only hit 28 in the whole season in 550 at-bats. In at-bat 219, he's got home run number 21, RBI number 54. So tie ball game. Tommy John is now officially tired. They're going to try to get him through to get this third out. So they'll let him face Bell and see if he can get this third out. That's a 5-4. It's a ground ball third base X. That's Sakata. That's not necessarily a good thing. 3-E-34 for Sakata. 3-10, though, he probably gets away with that. But the E34 could still be a problem. 3-10. Whoops, wrong chart. 3-10 is a G2. And that is a 17. And he's an E34. Ooh, that's trouble. E34. And it's a 2-base error under the 17. So it's a 2-base error on Len Sakata. Two-base error on the E5. Can't blame that one on Tommy John. That was just a bad play. But with Cecil Fielder coming up, they will go to the bullpen. They will not let Tommy John face Cecil Fielder. He's already got him for a triple and a home run. So that will do it for Tommy John. He will go 6 2/3. We'll do the rest later. And right now, Tim Stoddard, the right-hander, is going to come on to try to get out Cecil Fielder. Stoddard +4 on the hold. So makes him a +3. So Tim Stoddard, will bring him on the computer, and that'll be it for Tommy John. Stoddard getting the call. On the real season, he was 4-3 with a 3.50 ERA and 8 saves. On the replay, 5-3, 3.92 ERA and 1 save. But his main task is to get out Cecil Fielder, who has tripled and homered in this game, and they have the go-ahead run in scoring position in George Bell. In the clutch, Fielder is not rated for that. He's neutral all the way. So Stoddard to Fielder. That's a 5-7, and it's a ground ball second base X. We're looking at Willie Randolph, 2E17. 2 and a 9 should be okay. 2 and a 9 is a G2. That's a 13, and he's an E17. E17, there's no 13, so Randolph will make the play, and that's going to end the inning. But we are tied now at 4 apiece as we head to the 7th inning stretch. And we can close the book now on Tommy John, so I'll get his numbers off the computer and close his outing, and he will get a no decision. So he remains 3-3. 6 2/3 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, all earned. 2 walks and 3 strikeouts, but he did give up 3 long balls. Home run to Fernandez, home run to Fielder, and home run to Barfield. So the long ball did him in. And now Jimmy Key back out. Almost like a new life now with the score tied. This is his fatigue inning. He'll be facing Sakata, Cerrone, and Tollison here in the bottom of the 7th of what is now a 4-4 ball game. 4-6, and that's going to be a fly to center. 1 away for Rick Cerrone. 1-10, and that's a ground ball to short. So 2 quick outs by Jimmy Key, and that'll take us to Tollison, who he's not been able to get out. Tollison's 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. 4-4. That's a fly ball center field X. That's Mosby. He's a 1. You know he's going to get to it. Just checking the E7, and the only error chance center field E7. 3, 4, 15, 17, and 18. So 3, 4, 15, 17, and 18. And that's a 6, so he'll make the play. And that'll do it very quickly for the Yankees. We go to the top of the 8th, and we're still now tied at 4. So now Jimmy Key and Tim Stoddard are your pitchers of record. Stoddard will be facing Orge, Upshaw, and Moore. Don't know if they would want to pinch hit for. I think they're going to pinch hit for Orge right here with the righty in there now. They're going to bring in Rance Mulliniks to bat, and he would stay in the game to play third base. Pinch hit in the 8th and play third base in the 8th. So Rance Mulliniks gets the call to bat for Orge. Bring him on in the computer. See what he's done on the replay. So on the replay, Mulliniks is hitting .350, 5 homers, 21 driven in. He hit .310 real world. Starting off here against Tim Stoddard. .312, and that's a ballpark blast for Rance Mulliniks. It's a 1-9, and that's gone. Rance Mulliniks, a pinch hit home run. .312 is the ballpark blast. 1-9 for lefties, and that's a 6. It's gone. Pinch hit home run, Rance Mulliniks. And for Mulliniks, home run number 6 on the replay. 4th home run of the game for the Blue Jays. RBI number 22. He only had 11 home runs all year, but he gets his 6th one right here. And the Blue Jays grab the lead for the first time in this game. Off of Tim Stoddard now. It's 5-4 Blue Jays. Here's Upshaw. 1-6, and that's a fly to center. One away. So the Devil Die has been very important on a lot of these numbers. They've just been coming up exactly the way the Blue Jays have needed them for home runs. Here's Charlie Moore. 2-8 for Moore, and he flies to center. 2 down. 2 down for Manny Lee. Lee is 1 for 3. 1-6 against the right-hander. He will ground it to first, where Gary Ward will take it to the bag himself. But now the Blue Jays take a 5-4 lead, and now Jimmy Key has a chance to go 13-0 as his team has come all the way back and has taken that lead. Now we need a new third baseman, and of course that is Rance Mulliniks. He will stay in the game to play third base. And now Jimmy Key, since he went 1-2-3 in his fatigue inning, he keeps full endurance into the 8th. Here's Claudel Washington. Washington's 2 for 3 against him. 1-7, and he's going to strike out here. Big strikeout there for Key, number 5. So Key has not had his best stuff at the beginning, but he certainly has settled in. Except for this little single here by Tollison, he has retired quite a few in a row. Let's see, that's 4, 7, 10, 13, 16. Except for this little, he's retired 16 of the last 17 he's faced. Here's Randolph, who did hit a 3-run homer earlier. 5-7. Ground ball second base X. That's Manny Lee's a 3 E32. 3-14, he'll get to that, but the E32 and the 11 at second base. E32, oops, wrong chart. E32, and there's an 11 right there, so it's going to be an error on Manny Lee. 1 base error on Manny Lee, and that will allow the tying run to reach base in Randolph. First error of the game on the Blue Jays. The Yankees have committed 2 of them, but that's the first error on the Blue Jays. Randolph has a 3. He could get the lead with the 3. Doesn't get the lead, he'll hold. Here's Winfield. No action yet in the Blue Jay bullpen. 4-7 for Winfield. That's a ground ball shortstop X. Potential double play. Fernandez is a 1E17. That's a 1 and a 15. That's a G1 guaranteed. That is an 11, and he's an E17. At shortstop, E17, there is no 11. And, of course, a 1 and a 15 is a G1. So that is your Giovanni's Tailor Shop, tailor-made double play, 643. If you're ever in Lemoyne, Pennsylvania, be sure to stop by Giovanni's Tailor Shop, the unofficial sponsor of this channel. But if you go by there, they still might give you a discount if you mention the Demos channel. All right, so we go to the 9th. Still 5-4 in favor of the Blue Jays. The Yankees will go to their bullpen with some lefties coming up. They're going to go to a lefty out of the bullpen, Pat Clements. So they will cap Stoddard at an inning and a third. And he will give up a run on that home run. And that was all he gave up, was the home run, but that was enough. So now Pat Clements is on. He is a -3 hold. Actually a -4 because Cerrone's a -1. So he's actually a -4 hold. So Clements will bring him on the computer. and see how he's doing on the replay. I'm also watching my time. I got about 15 minutes or so. So as long as this game doesn't go extra innings, I should be okay. All right, so Pat Clements on the real season, rather. 3-3, 4.95 ERA and 7 saves. On the replays, 0-2 with a 4.66 ERA and 3 saves. And he'll be facing Fernandez, Mosby, and Barfield. Due up for the Jays. Get a 1-9 against the lefty. That's a leadoff single for Tony Fernandez. 6 or a 7 to get a lead, but boy, you drop it down to 1. It's still worth the gamble. Still be a 60% chance. So 6 or 7, he gets the lead. He gets the lead, so he's going to go. He's an 18, being held as a 16. Then -4 is a 12. It's still a 60% chance. So it's a 1 to 12 that he is going to be safe. And he's in there, stolen base. Big one by Fernandez. That takes the double play out of the equation, and it also puts him in scoring position. Here's Lloyd Mosby. Lefty on lefty against Clements. 1-6, and that's a strikeout by Clements. Gets the strikeout. And now with righties coming up, they'll go to the bullpen again, will the Yankees. And they'll go to Cecilio Guante. If I can find this card. Got to be in here somewhere. Somehow these got merged in with the Blue Jay cards. Not sure how that happened, but let's see if I can find Mr. Guante real quick, because they need a righty to come in and face these righties that are coming up. There he is. Cecilio Guante. His job is just to get him through this inning. So Cecilio Guante will be coming on for Clements. He goes a third of an inning, gives up a hit. He is responsible for the runner on base. So Guante +4 on the hold, so that makes him a +3. We'll check out Guante's numbers on the replay and in the real season. Bring him on in the computer. Cecilio Guante, 3-2, 5.73 ERA with 1 save in real season, but in the replay he's been tearing it up. He's 4-0 with a 2.78 ERA and 2 saves. So he is just trying to get them out of this 9th inning and give them a chance in the bottom of the 9th. He's got to face Jesse Barfield. That's no prize. Barfield just homered his last time up. 5-9, and that is a strikeout. Boy, 5-10, you'd have had a home run on a 5-10 ballpark. That would have been a 1-8 home run, but 5-9 is a strikeout. So just that close with the numbers. But Guante strikes out Barfield. 2 down now for George Bell. Normally think about walking George Bell, but you got Fielder right behind him, so you have to pitch to him. It is a clutch situation, and Bell in the clutch will not do anything. Look, he's completely neutral in the clutch. 4-7, and that's a ground ball second base X. We're looking at Randolph, and Randolph is a 2E17. 2 and a 17 is good. He'll get to that all day long. E17 and a 6 shouldn't be a problem. Oh, it is. Look at that. E17, a 6 is right there. E1, 1 base error on Willie Randolph. That is going to be the 3rd error on the Yankees. And he should have been out of the inning, but he's not. It's going to be a 1 base error that'll move Fernandez to 3rd base. But, man, the fielding woes, particularly on somebody steady like Randolph, you would think he'd make that. But now it's runners at the corners with 2 outs for Cecil Fielder. With Mullenix on deck. So here is Fielder in the clutch against Guante. That's a 5-4, and that is an in-home run. 5-4 is an in-home run chance 1-19. I think the odds are pretty good with that. So there you go. Cecil Fielder, his second home run of the game. This one a 3-run shot, all because of the Willie Randolph error. That opened the door for everything. 5-4. 5-4 in-home run chance 1-19. That's a 10. That is home run number 12 for Cecil Fielder. And it put it all on Randolph's shoulders because his error kept the game or the inning going. All 3 of these runs are unearned. Charge Clemens with 1, but they're unearned. Charge Clemens with, or Guante with 2, but again, they're unearned. 3 runs are in now on that home run from Cecil Fielder. It is now 8-4. And now Rance Mullenix, your batter. So the Yankees had a 4-2 lead after 5 innings, but they have collapsed down the stretch. 6-4 catcher X. We're looking at Cerrone 3E0. 3-4. 3-4 for a catcher is a W/G, so it's no wild pitch because nobody's on base. It's just going to be a ground out. And that'll end the inning. But the 3 spot there, and because of that, it's no longer a save situation. So we're thinking about bringing Hinkie in for the save, but they're going to let Jimmy Key has a chance to finish it out and go to 13-0. So we'll finish Guante. He went 2/3 of an inning, gave up the 1 hit, the 2 runs, but they were unearned. Did get a strikeout. So bottom of the 9th we go. It'll be Gary Ward, Ron Kittle, and Henry Cotto scheduled for the Yankees. 2-7, and that's going to be a strikeout. So Jimmy Key, with the run support, has just gotten stronger, apparently. His 12-0 record was definitely in jeopardy until the Blue Jay bats came alive and the bad fielding by the Yankees. 3 errors in the game. Here's Kittle. 1-7, and that's a strikeout. So Jimmy Key trying to finish in style. He says, what closer? I don't need no closer. And here's Henry Cotto. His ERA will go up, but it's already, right now it's at 1.49. It was at 1.26 when the game started. But that 13-0 is going to be even more important to him, I would think. Here's Henry Cotto. He's 0 for 3. But do the Yankees really have anybody on the bench that can hit? Look at their bench and see if there's anybody out there that they feel comfortable going to. I mean, there's really not much. The only good guys on the bench are left-handed. And there's a reason why they didn't play to begin with. So we're going to stick with Cotto. 1-6, and that's a ground. 1-7 would have been a potential home run, but 1-6 is a ground ball to Mullenix, and there's your ball game. Jimmy Key taking care of business and getting his 13th win of the season. The loss will go to Stoddard. He takes the tough luck loss, and we'll go to the computer, get the final totals, and get you ready for tomorrow's game. So let's see what the Strat computer, and I finished at 10:05, so that's good. Gave me some time now where I'm not rushed. All right, 8 runs, 11 hits, and 1 error for the Blue Jays. 4 runs, 6 hits, and 3 errors for the Yankees. Key the winner, complete game, 13-0. His ERA is now 1.49. The loss to Stoddard, he drops to 5-4 with that record. Player of the game, I won't give to Jimmy Key because he gave up some runs. Obviously, the player of the game is Cecil Fielder. 2 home runs, 2 home runs and a triple, 3 for 5 with 5 runs batted in. Blue Jays improved to 36-20. Yankees dropped to 36-23. Oh, thanks, Dan. It's just supposed to be a standard oil change. So it's the 20,000-mile oil change that Toyota is paying for, since it's on the. I'm on that. We have the. What do you call it? The protection plan or whatever. So every 10,000 miles, I do an oil change every 5,000, but I pay for the ones at the 5,000. But the ones at the 10,000, Toyota will pay for. So I'm just having to go in there. There shouldn't be any problem with the car at all. It's only a little over a year old. So actually about a year and a half old now. So I don't think there'll be any problem with that. But we'll finish out Jimmy Key, 9 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 runs. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 7. That's the key, the 0 walks. He didn't give up free bases. And except for this little single by Tollison and the error on Manny Lee, he pretty much dominated from the 4th inning on. After that 3-run homer from Randolph, he took care of business and took care of the whole thing. So that will do it from here as we look ahead on the schedule to the next game. Again, we go east to west geographically as best as I can make it. So we'll look at the schedule. And with the win, Toronto is now only a half game back of the Brewers. So they are definitely on the trail there. So our next game, as we go east to west, we're shifting out pretty much toward the eastern and western. All the eastern cities are gone now, so we're going to the middle of the country. And we're going to the Metrodome in Minnesota. It will be the Royals and the Minnesota Twins from the Metro. Charlie Liebrandt for the Royals and Bert Blyleven for the Twins. And that'll be a big game in the American League West as both these teams try to catch Oakland. So I do appreciate everybody sitting through this and getting through our little snafu at the beginning of the game where I had computer issues. Hopefully cleared up. At least I'm thinking they did. Hoping they did. So I know today is supposed to be the first day to pre-order Strat-O-Matic. Don't know if I'm going to do that or not. There's really not any Strat cards out there that I'm dying to get. Now, if they'd come out with 75 or 79, I'd be first in line to order it. But 85 and 52 just don't do it for me. So if they do it for you, great. Hop on it and get it. But and, of course, 25 definitely doesn't do anything for me because it's modern baseball, which I don't really care that much about. But for those that enjoy that and for those that are going to make the trek in a couple of weeks to pick up your cards, I'm sure that's a wonderful experience. It's on my bucket list. I doubt I ever get to it, but it's on my bucket list. But it's probably not going to be filled. I doubt I ever get all the way up there from Virginia to New York. It's quite a haul. So I doubt I ever do that. But it would be kind of interesting to do it once. But who knows? Now that I'm retired, maybe one of these days I will. I don't know. I just don't know. But anyway, that's going to do it from here. Hope you all have a great rest of your day this Tuesday. And like I said, I believe the advanced orders for Strat begin. I think that opens up at noon, noon Eastern, if I'm not mistaken. So jump on and have fun if that's what you want. Like I said, doubt I do that, but you never know. I might surprise people. Who knows? My only problem is if I get the 25 cards, I usually get the card set and the computer game as a package. But my concern is I don't want to download the new computer game. I'm afraid it's going to mess up my 87 replay that I've got going on here. I guess I could try to back it up somehow. I'm not a computer gizmo whiz by any stretch of the imagination. But my fear is that I would get the new computer game and download it, and I'd lose this whole 87 replay that I've got going on. I really don't want to do that. So I don't know. We'll figure it out one way or the other. Anyway, I've got errands I need to run. Get the car done, go to the store, get some supplies. After all the ice and stuff, we got to start restocking. It's supposed to be an inch of snow tomorrow, but that's going to be nothing. It's all powder snow. The ice, we still got ice blocks here in the driveway where the sun doesn't hit it, and it's so thick. I'm using a garden shovel to try to break it up, but it's just not working very well. So it's supposed to be 45 degrees today. We're going to let the sun do its thing and hopefully take care of it. So thank you all for sitting through all this. Hope you enjoyed that presentation of Strat-O-Matic 1987. And tomorrow, again, will be Kansas City at Minnesota from the Metrodome. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.